pull up your bio, June, because I had it on my phone. Hold on one second. Okay. So our speaker today is June Wilson from Children's Rehabilitation Service. She is, well, it's statewide, but she's at the Huntsville office. And the Children's Rehabilitation Services service serves youth and children from birth to 21 years of age who have exceptional healthcare needs. And her primary responsibilities are connecting the families with resources, facilitating parent-to-parent connections, and ensuring that their voices are heard and acknowledged on the state level to promote policy change that's beneficial to all who have special healthcare needs. And so I'm excited for her to present the information about Children's Rehabilitation Service to you all, because one of the questions I hear most is, where do I go to get the help that I need? What are the resources in the area? And so I really appreciate you, June, for coming on here to share with everyone what resources are available to them. And as long as you're good to go, June, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you. Looks like she might have froze. Did you freeze, June? All right. We'll give her a few minutes. She might have to log out and come back in. Hit the wrong button there. All right, we may have lost June, so we might just have to be patient here and give her a few minutes. Am I frozen to you guys as well, or is it just June? I'm trying to figure out if it's my connection or not.
No, it's not yours. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Oh. See if I can text her and see if she knows that she's frozen.
All right. All right.
Is that a t-shirt?
That is a t-shirt, right? That is a t-shirt, an armband. That is everything. We definitely need to do that, Miss Shirley. I'm with you on that. Yes, ma'am. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience, and thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's always a blessing to be able to share any kind of information that I can with anyone that will listen, that will benefit. And so I'm super excited that Jenny has asked me to be able to come back again, just to be able to share. And so today we're just speaking about Children's Rehabilitation Services. I will share my screen. I know that Miss Shirley, I see that you're driving. Don't worry, you do not have to look. I will go through everything, and then anything that you need following the presentation, I'll be sure to send any links to Jenny or to yourselves if you need that, if you have your email address somewhere within the meeting notes or the chat. And so I'm going to go ahead and I will share my screen. Okay, let's see here. See if I can. Oh, there it goes. There we go. Can everybody see my screen?
Nope, just your face.
Just your face. All right. Hmm. Back to present. Not sure why it won't allow me to. One moment, friends. That's all right. All right, no worries. I am going to talk us through our presentation. I will not hold us any longer. And the show must go on. I am telling you, like, roll with the punches. Children's Rehabilitation Services. Good morning again, everyone. So I am June Wilson. I am the parent consultant at Children's Rehabilitation Services, the Huntsville location. We're located off of Johnson Road for those of you that aren't familiar with us. But we're off of Johnson Road, down South Parkway area. What is CRS? What is Children's Rehabilitation Services? We are a program under the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services. And so with that, that means we're a statewide system of services because ADRS is a statewide system. So CRS is a statewide system of services for children with special health care needs and their families. And we also service adults with hemophilia. Every county in the state of Alabama is served through a network of 14 offices that we have throughout the state. And so even though there may not be a specific office located in your county, there is an office that is designated for your specific location, for your specific county. And so it's kind of just about knowing how to access your specific local service. Of course, if we're all here in Huntsville, your local office would be your Huntsville location. The beautiful thing about Children's Rehabilitation Services is that even though Huntsville would be your local office, if you chose to attend the facility in Muscle Shoals or the facility in Gadsden, you could do that. You do not have to utilize the facility within your specific area. You can actually pick what facility you like to use. But we are just a community of 14 based offices throughout the state, and we're full of just skilled professionals who provide medical, rehabilitative, and educational support services for children in our community that age 0 to 21 that has any kind of special healthcare need. How are our families served? How are the families served? Through a very comprehensive, culturally competent, and family-centered care approach, meaning it is all about when we're making our decisions, the family is the center, the family is the focus, the family has input, the family has a say. Our medical professionals and staff, we are very much interested in what our families have to say. What they say is very vital, what they say is very important, what they say is heard, and it allows us to, I'm sorry, one moment. And it allows us to receive feedback. And so the beauty of our families being a part of that family-centered approach is we're able to hear their voice, to get their feedback in regards to how they feel or how they want, or even like what they need in regards to their children being served. CRS also partners with your local schools. And so what that looks like is we collaborate with local schools just to address any kind of complex medical issues or needs that children with disabilities may have. And the purpose of that is to ensure that they have everything that they need to be as independent as possible, as much in school. Of course, there's different things that are in place for our children that have special healthcare needs in schools, such as your 504 plans and your IEPs. And what CRS does is they're able to, our social workers or the nurses or other medical professionals that serve underneath that specific umbrella, they're able to partner with the schools and be a part of those IEP plans so that we can ensure that our children's complex medical needs are met so that they can still, rock on with their free appropriate education, just like the kid sitting next to them. And so CRS with the medical professionalism of the medical profession, but then just the social workers and their background and their knowledge of the families, they're able to take that information into the schools to really help collaborate, and advocate for whatever it needs as it relates to services and the needs of those specific children. Well, I'm sorry, what I was thinking of services, but assistive technologies for the families and the children while they're at school, which just is going to increase, communication, whatever that looks like. Other services provided with CRS, we have our clinical medical program. We have the clinical evaluation program. We have the hemophilia program. We have the care coordination program. The clinical medical program, that's just our team of medical professionals that serve throughout our local community that come in and collaborate with CRS in regards to the services that our families and our children are receiving. So just to kind of give an example, one of the clinics that CRS Huntsville has is a hearing clinic. And so we have 2 hearing clinics per month. And so the hearing clinic is for children, again, age 0 to 21 years of age that has any kind of hearing impairment. Maybe a child may be deaf or hard of hearing in one ear or both ear. Maybe the loss of hearing came at birth. Maybe they were born with that specific ailment, or maybe it's something that happened along the line due to another specific illness. But that is a service that we provide. And so there's a clinical medical program, our hearing clinic, where we have Dr. Castillo, which is our pediatric ENT here in Huntsville. We also have Dr. McFeely, who is also another pediatric ENT that serve here in our local community. But they come out to those specific clinics, and our children are able to receive the exact same services that you will receive if you would go to their specific facility. However, it's provided in the comfort of our CRS facility, along with a whole team of medical professionals for that specific child. And I love telling families that when they come in, of course, our family is CRS services our family as well. But what I love is that each child, they literally have their own team of individuals that are dedicated to their specific healthcare needs, dedicated to listening to what their family has to say about what it is that they need. And not just for, I'm sorry. Somebody have a question?
No, somebody just entered in and their phone wasn't muted, so I just muted them.
I'm sorry, no worries. I'm okay if you guys have questions. You can definitely ask those. And unfortunately, I can't see any hands raised. So if you want to wait until after the end, that's fine. I can answer it then. But I was just stating that our medical professionals in our local community, specifically like our hearing clinic, they come into CRS and they provide the same services that they would provide in their offices for children, but they come into our specific locations on a specific scheduled day of the month and provide those services for our families. And we love that. And the environment that the families are able to receive their services in it just embodies family centered. And the reason why I say that, and I love that our kids are able to come there, is because, yeah, they're coming for their hearing clinic, but they may be coming for a hearing clinic and maybe mom has brought brother or sister. And so now we are also servicing brother or sister. What does that look like? They might just look like June Wilson, parent consultant, hanging out, playing, making some awesome Valentine's Day cards, making some cool artwork, keeping brother and sister just kind of occupied while mom is able to kind of focus on brother or sister's healthcare. And so it may look like, sometimes it's a bit of a wait, when you're coming for an appointment. It may look like snacks in the lobby. It may look like, games and fun. It looks like a fall festival. It looks like so many different things when we bring in the families. And so when we say family-centered approach, even though we are servicing that child with that said special healthcare need, it includes the entire family. And how you serve that child and what you're able to provide for that child, it it impacts the entire family. And so we're looking at that. The clinical evaluation programs, the hearing assessment program. Of course, we have a cleft lip / palate clinic that we have. We have our NICU evaluation program. So any of the babies coming out of the Huntsville Women's and Children's NICU, when they leave there, I'm always on the Huntsville NICU page when moms are like, we're busting out of the NICU. My next one is bust into CRS. There's a team of medical professionals that is there that can follow your child, as they're growing in that first year, which is, very imperative, that development. And so they can help just kind of watch to be sure that all T's are crossed and I's are dotted. And if they aren't, that's completely okay too, because once again, the medical program is there for any kind of services that those children may need. And then the hemophilia program, once again, that services the adults age 25. A lot of people don't know about that program, but CRS does provide those services. And then care coordination. So care coordination, what that looks like is maybe there's a family that needs a little bit of assistance when it comes to scheduling transportation services, when it comes to scheduling doctor's appointments. What does that look like? And so our social workers and care coordinators are there to work directly with those families to help get those specific things, those items done, to help with steps on how to complete those said tasks, to help empower our parents to be able to do that themselves. Information and referral programs. And so once again, we work with different specialty clinics and programs throughout our local community here in Huntsville, as well as our surrounding counties. Our CRS services all of the surrounding counties here, around Madison. And then our parent connection program, which is, of course, my baby, because as the parent consultant, I am all about connecting our parents. It's Jenny's baby too, most likely, because we are here. We're all about just connecting our parents. And that just looks like sharing information. And that can be a Zoom, that could be a phone call, that could be a vendor table setup, that could be bringing other people into other organizations and people into CRS to share information so that we can connect our parents to not only to services within CRS, but even outside in our community, as well as connecting those parents to other parents. Because there is nothing like lived experience that will join two people. There is nothing like that lived experience. I'm telling you, it is. Sometimes I'm out and about. My child has a diagnosis of autism, and as an autism mom to another autism mom, or autism mom to another autism dad, you kind of lock eyes, and we're like, I see you. I see you. You're validated. Like, I get you. And so, but that's parent connection, and we all need that no matter where we are in our journey of caregiving, whether your child is just born, whether they're a 3-year-old toddler like mine, or whether they're transitioning, to adulthood, or whether or not they're already in adulthood. There's that connection. And so I love that, once again, CRS has a very strong parent connection program, and we push that as well. And of course, we collaborate with different organizations in the community, UCP, so that we can just keep our families connected, keep them in the know, keep them informed. And then also too, of course, as you guys know, there's tons of fun in there. We love to have fun. We love to have fun. So we love when we can have different events for our parents where they do come out and they're able to partake and get the information and share in the fun and meet other people. And then of course, once again, just to get information. And then there's a youth connection program as well. So of course, as our children start to get older, and the parents are not, they are involved, but of course, at the same time as they're transitioning to adulthood, there are different connection programs that we also have in place for our youth. It just kind of connects them to other youth in the community that are their age, that are also transitioning, what that looks like. Other services and other programs that may be of interest, to the youth, that they could possibly benefit from. And once again, those programs, we're able to make those connections with those different programs from people like myself, a parent consultant, connecting with other organizations. there are parent consultants in all 14, there are positions for parent consultants in all 14 CRS office locations throughout our state. All 14 locations are not filled. However, we have 2 regional directors as well, a north and a south regional director in our state, and a state parent consultant that is in Montgomery. And so when we do have a position that is not filled in a specific area, like Muscle Shoals, we are looking for a parent consultant, Muscle Shoals. Our regional parent consultant is able to step in and help the families in that area. And then, of course, the parent consultant that is closest as well, such as myself. So I do help serve those families in that area as well. Eligibility, once again, any child or adolescent that from the age of 0 to 21 years of age, that's a resident of the state of Alabama, that has any kind of special health care need, they are potentially eligible, for services at Children's Rehabilitation Services. And of course, that also includes individuals of all ages that have hemophilia. And how do you apply for services? You just call us. Of course, you can also visit the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services website online, and you can actually click on the Contact a CRS nearest you link, and it will actually direct you directly to your local office if you are not in this specific area. Of course, if you are in this area, you can just call me or call Jenny and say, hey, connect me with CRS, please. And Jenny can connect you directly to me, and I can get you up to our front desk, and they can walk out whatever processes that you need. I'm always wondering, like, why don't a lot more people know about us? And this is the way that we get the word out. This is the way that we continue to share the message, to continue to share that services are available for our children and our families in our local community who have any kind of special healthcare needs, no matter what it looks like, no matter, it's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal, and the state of Alabama provides services for you, for your child, for your family. And so I always encourage our families, no matter how small that healthcare need is, definitely if it's large, right, come to us. But no matter how small it is, come to us, call us, ask the questions you don't know. Of course, there's a process that you'll go through, but you don't know if we have the services for your child unless you actually inquire. And even though it may not be within our list of services, once again, we have a phenomenal care coordination program throughout this entire state where we are still going to provide, we will still provide care coordination services to you and your family to still ensure that whatever access to healthcare that you need, you're given the opportunity to take the right path to get there, and given the resources that you need and that your child needs to get those specific healthcare needs attended to. That is all that I have. Thank you guys so much for your time. Once again, I'm June Wilson, parent consultant with Children's Rehabilitation Services, located at 3000 Johnson Road here in Huntsville, Alabama. Our local phone number is 256-650-1701. We just got a brand new sign out front. It looks absolutely fabulous. We love it because people can actually see where we're located now. We are also in the building with another program that falls under the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services, and it's the Vocational Rehabilitation Services Program, or VR. You may have heard of that, or maybe you have visited that specific program here, but we're in that same building. And so for VR's to the right and we're just straight back, usually I tell people coming in, just kind of listen for the laughter, listen for the giggles of the kids, and you will not miss us. But once again, thank you so much for your time. If you have any additional questions, I'll definitely take those questions now, but I will turn it back over to you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, June. It sounds like there's a whole lot of resources there that our families could use. There are a few questions in the chat. One is from Crystal. She says, could I receive more info about CRS services, which you're probably going to direct to the website. If you like, I'll go ahead and add that into the chat. What is the website, June?
Yes. Okay.
And then Jackie Snell also would like more information about services.
Sure. Yeah. Are there any specific services that are in question?
Yeah, go ahead and unmute or add that in the chat, Jackie or Crystal, to clarify for June so she can help you a little bit more specifically. Maybe they
All right.
stepped away.
The copy the link, Jenny, and add it into the chat here.
There we go. So Crystal says, I'm very familiar with ADRS for my own uses, hearing impaired. Okay.
So I did put the link into the chat. And so with that specific link, it will take you to our ADRS page, the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services page. And then from there, you'll be able to go to programs and you can select children's rehabilitation program. But also too, when you go into programs, I encourage you to actually click on the other programs too. Just to kind of just read over the description and see what they are. You may not need them now, but it could be something that could be beneficial in the future, or maybe it's something that is beneficial to you right now. But I do encourage you just to kind of click on the link and take a look. I'm sorry, I was trying to go back and read some of the things in the chat as well. There's the phone number. And then my direct phone number is 256-650-1721. That's my office number. And so maybe you have an idea, maybe you have a question, excuse me, about a resource, that you may be looking for, or that maybe you have a friend that's looking for and you want to call and ask me a question. Be okay with doing that. Or maybe you want to ask a couple of questions before you call the front desk. That's completely okay. All the information that I have, it comes from our staff and our local Huntsville staff. It comes from, of course, our state staff as well. And but as far as the resources, I do just research and of course partner with other parent consultants in the state to gather all that specific data so that we have not only just local resources that our families can use, but state resources that our families can access as well. Because sometimes, we're very familiar with what's, local to us. Well, what does Albertville offer? What services are there? But there are so many awesome state resources as well that families can that they have access to, because they have children or family members that have special healthcare needs.
Yeah. Thank you so much for answering those questions. I think it's just really about, making that initial contact and, talking with someone about the specific needs of your family, and then just kind of going from there, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Just making the contact. That's it, and it's scary. I've had a conversation with parents and, sometimes there may be an inkling of maybe something is not, quite right. And it's scary, to take the next step to actually call and inquire and to say, hey, I think I may need some assistance. I think I may need another set of eyes on my child. I think my child needs a specialist. That it's scary to do that. But know that in that fear, you're walking into a team and a group of people that are ready to embrace you. And whether or not you end up needing the services at all, you're still going to walk into that group of individuals that are going to embrace you, that are going to hear you, and that are going to try to understand what's going on so that we can best help you help your child.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things I really love about CRS, June, is the fact that they have, parent consultants. You've walked this walk, what it's like. You can empathize and connect with these parents in a way that someone from the outside perhaps cannot. And so I just really want to encourage you, if you're looking for the services, like June said, it can be scary, but please don't be afraid. When we walk through our fear, that's where we find our liberation, right? And so community is just waiting for you. You just have to be willing to accept that. So thank you so much for that, June.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any other questions for June before we let her get on with her very busy day? And of course, June has already said that, if you want to reach out to her, she's left her office number and her phone number in the chat. And if you have not yet put your email address in the chat, which I'm pretty sure most of you have, but please just make sure you do that so I can send out those post surveys. And if any of you have any specific questions, and for some reason you're not comfortable reaching out to June directly or getting on the website, you know, I'm always available to maybe switch resources around with June, or maybe give you a hype girl call and be like, it's fine, call her, she's cool. So yeah, exactly. Please do not hesitate to reach out, because, you know, this is, I mean, parenting under every circumstance can be difficult, especially when you try to go it alone. And, you know, I'm a parent, June's a parent, you know, my children have, you know, neurodiversity and all that stuff. And I know once you reach out and find that community, you know, even just having that sense of I'm not alone, I'm not the only one experiencing this, that can do wonders for your sense of well-being. So even if it's just to be like, wow, my family isn't the only family like this, like everybody, there's a lot more of that we're alike than we're different. And so don't let that fear prevent you from finding that community. So with that being said, if there's no more questions, I'll go ahead and end the training for today. But please look at our events coming up and register for them. There's one coming up on Friday about boundaries. And it's kind of a different approach on boundaries than what I've seen. So I really hope that you all join us for that. And then our support group for caregivers is March 4th. Oh, and I also forgot, I'm doing I'm wrapping up my crash course series with ADHD next week as well, which is near and dear to my heart. I have 5 children with this diagnosis, and so I'm hoping to share some wisdom with you and maybe even get some tips from you guys, for myself. So thank you, everyone. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy the sunshine. And I know June's looking forward to those phone calls and emails. So everyone, enjoy your time, get some rest this weekend, and we'll see you next week, okay?
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.